Hi everybody, welcome back to Bring Life Indoors. It's Moira here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well and having yourself a beautiful day. It is cold. It is cold. I hope you're keeping warm. Before I go ahead with today's video, I firstly want to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for your likes, your comments, even for sharing my videos. It means a lot. I really appreciate you. My channel is growing, and I wouldn't have come to where I am today if it wasn't for you. So I really appreciate you. For those who are new here, my name is Moira. I talk about everything plants, inside and out, but mostly inside, mostly indoors. But in general, I just talk about plants. I love plants. I've said this before that it was not the intention of with this channel. It was not my intention to just focus on plants only. Really, when I say bring life indoors, it has more to do. It is more than just about plants, and I trust God that one day I'll be able to venture into all the other avenues I know He has placed in my heart. But for now, we're talking plants, right? We're talking plants. But nonetheless, so what I'm doing is I am in the process of moving some of my plants off the windows, and I will tell you why. It's not that my plants are not happy there. It's not that they're actually happy, they're loving it. They've been there for a long time, and if you follow me and you know me, I'm all for plants on windows than I am for curtains on windows. Yeah, funny situation, isn't it? And I appreciate my husband who doesn't mind at all. But what I have seen, I've added more and more plants on my windows, hanging plants on my windows, especially with the music room and my kids' bedrooms and my bedroom. I've added more and more plants on the windows, and what I've seen has been happening over time is that I'm losing sunlight in the room, because then these plants are blocking the sunlight that must come into the room for the other plants that are not sitting by the window. So I want to reduce, or if not remove. I mean, if I've got a place, like I'm starting in my son's room, it's a beautiful place to start. It's a lovely room to start with, because I do have shelves I can put these plants on. I don't have to first go do DIYs and think of ways I can display them in the room. In here it's easy. He's got cubicles and he's got shelves. He's got plenty of space which I can move, and with him is only 4 plants on his window. And they're not big. They might have grown long, but they're still in small pots. Now in my room, they're in big pots and they have grown bigger and they are long. So I need to think it through as to how I'm gonna do that. But that's what I'm doing now. I'm either reducing or minimizing or completely removing plants off my windows to bring in more sunlight into the room, because I've seen over the years or over time that they are now blocking the sunlight and the light or that should come into the room for the plants that are in the room, because I've got more plants than just what I have on my windows and my windowsill. There's more plants in here. I'll just turn my camera around just to show you what I mean, that I do have more plants in here than just what is here. Let's do this. So as you can see, this is right in front of the window. Yeah, and we are in my son's room, and this side is a shelf, his Lego shelf. More plants on top of that shelf, and there are the plants on my window, and some few plants on the windowsill. And when you go the other side of the wall, I've got a few plants, so I can still add. You can see I've got space to still add 2 or 3 even plants on this cubicle on top, and I can tuck in a few there, you know. So yeah, so we're gonna do this together. I'm starting in his room because it's easier. There's not much happening in here than mine and other bedrooms. So let's do this together. Let's do this together. It's not a easy, it's not difficult to do because I already have an idea of where I want them. But to remove plants from a macrame hanger, you know, you have to be careful, one, that you don't break your plants. You don't want to break your plants. You know, they've grown. I've never moved them from this from where they're sitting. So obviously they've grown long, so you have to now weave them back out of that plant hanger situation, and carefully so that you don't break your plants, you know what I mean. So yeah, so here I've got an ivy and I've got a philodendron Brazil, which will be the easiest to move, and I've got my sweetheart heart-shaped leaf, which might be the most not so easy to move. We'll see. It's very long that I actually had to drape it around the you know, the window bucklers. And you know, then I've got my dolphin, which is not easy because then you need to be careful with those dolphins that they don't fall off. But let's see, I might have a dolphin here right by his study table and have a Brazil there, and I'll see where I put my ivy. And what's beautiful is I can spread it and let it trail around his room, and you know, I will have ivy there. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I might leave one plant on the window. Like I say, I'm reducing. Yeah, you know, one. I might leave one plant on the window and remove three. But let's see. Um, let's start with this one. I'm just gonna bring you closer. Okay. I'm gonna start with this banana. The lighting is horrible. The lighting is horrible. So you see what I mean, that you'll have to weave. But now I need to make sure that where this plant is gonna go, it will get good light, because it's been getting good light where it is. I can have it there. This one I might leave it, you know, I don't know, I might leave it and see how I play around with it. I'm thinking of weaving it all over the room to take away this situation here. And this one, this will be the easiest to move. Let's start with this one. Is the easiest to move from here. You see, so this was easy simply because it hasn't grown too long. Now I have an idea of where I want it. And I tilt my camera that you can see. Now he's got this lovely shelf up here, so I'm gonna here I've got a golden pothos. We can move that, and then we can move his house, and we can move this here, monstera. Then we put this one, so you obviously want the trailing side in front. Woo! Almost dropped it. So you want the trailing front inside. Oh, Moira, don't drop it. So yeah, it works. Can you see that? It really works. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the situation right here. So there we go. I've got my monstera in water. This is growing in water, and I've got my golden pothos, and obviously my Brazil, and my amigo Marcelo peperomia, and obviously that spider plant growing in water, the one in that car. And I'm sure even here, if I want to, I can add something here, but we'll see. We'll see. Already just removing one plant of the window, it's just as the lighting is horrible. I'm so sorry, the lighting is so bad. It's too bright in here, that's why. Already just removing that, there's such a big difference. On the other side of the room into the whole room, there's a big difference just removing that one plant. So imagine if I remove 3 more and I just leave this heart-shaped leaf, then I can have light filtering through the window, because while it's nice to have all your plants, you want sun in, you want sunlight in, and yeah, that the rest of the plants in the room can benefit from it, not just the ones sitting by the window and they block the sun from coming in from others. So we're gonna try and remove, if I do this a little bit, okay, it gets a bit, we're gonna try and remove this one dolphins of mine. Let's just do this. Again, it's not an easy one to remove, but we're gonna try. Usually I take all the the stems which I know they're the ones running like here, through here, and then I weave them out to where all the stems are. Then it's easy to just slide your pot off this macrame. Okay. That way you don't lose your dolphins. Can you see? I lost nothing. And you need to be careful that you don't break anything, because these are so easy to break. The last time I took this off here, which was a while ago, a long time ago, you see I broke one already. I lost, yeah, you always lose one. Let me show you. But they're easy to propagate. See, I lost one because the minute it twists, it's so easy to lose one. So I'm just gonna put it in water. Let's do this. I'm just gonna put it in water and propagate it, and obviously put it back in here. You don't even need to put it in water. You can just tuck it back in here, and it will just root. But there we go. I've got my dolphins out. It is always tangled. This plant is always on tangles. I've chopped it so many times. It has grown long and long every single time. There's not much happening at the top. Can you believe it? There's a lot happening at the bottom. Look, there's so much happening all the way down, everywhere, except the top. It doesn't bother me at all. I must be honest, it really doesn't bother me. So I need to see where I want this one, because I still want it to get some light, but I want it away from people. I wonder if it's the one that I want to leave here by the window or is the one that but I actually initially thought I'll have it right there, up there next to that philodendron. I can move his Jeep. Yeah, my son loves Lego. This is one of his latest builds. Anyway, I can move that and and I'll put it here. My only concern is it's not gonna get the light it's used to get. I need to keep an eye on it and see if it's okay, if it's managing. But what's beautiful is it's away from, you can see it's by his desk, but away from him in a way, away from traffic. I don't know, he'll enjoy it. It's right by his desk, but a bit away from him where it can bother him. So then I'm left with Ivy. Now Ivy, I need a step for Ivy. ivy is huge. Let me see if I can reach ivy. Ivy has grown a lot. This is one ivy that has flourished in my house other than all the ivies I own. We bought them the same time, planted them the same time, the same way, same soil, same situation, same plant care. My goodness, but this one is living life as compared to all the rest. Amazing, hey? Yeah. So there we go. So I need to remove all the dead leaves from it, but let me see how. Oh, this one is gonna be easy. It's not gonna be difficult. Let's see. Like I say, the last thing you want is to break your plant, you know. Alrighty. Ah, there we are. Here is his Jonathan's English ivy. It is doing super well. All these plants needs to be watered. I need to give them water. They are dry. I'm just taking off all the dead leaves. There they are. It has never had pests before, and no issues at all. It's just enjoying life. Just enjoying life. This is what happens when I take a while to give it water. Then you get all these dry bits. But other than that, it's happy. Absolutely happy. I'm not complaining at all. And it's long. I'll check it. I won't be surprised if it's time to give it a bigger pot. I won't be surprised at all, but I'll only do that next spring, this coming spring. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother these plants now. All I have to do is to make sure that they're taken care of, they're well, you know, and yeah, that's all I want to do, nothing more. But look how beautiful. It's full up here. It's long. Long. I have to go pick it up from the floor to show you how long it is. Now, I love this plant. I need to see where, though I think it might have been happier. It might, yeah, I don't know. But already, again, I moved these plants in that corner get light. I mean, it's already bright. It's already bright. So yeah, it's impressive. It's impressive. I wish I thought of it earlier, but you know, but I've seen it. When I only had just one plant on the window, it was fine, and as I added more and more and more plants on the windows, I saw how they were flourishing, and the plants which are away from the window, they were doing super well, but they were not, yeah, you could see that it's like they stopped, they became a bit slow growth wise, but otherwise still flourishing, still doing well, just slow. So I'm going to move this spider plant. I want to move it a bit in. Because I've got a Hoya here. Need to get a staff. Got a Hoya here, which I'll see where I put it. And we can move. Just a minute. Okay. We can move. Just dusting a bit. So we can move. This one right here. Okay. So I moved that one in the corner there. There we go. And then I will add you won't believe what just happened. You won't believe, but I'll just show you. I dropped the plant, but not what I wanted, right? That's not the plan. The plan is not to drop plants. Okay, so then we'll have this one right here, which I think will be fine here, and I'm gonna let it trail along the wall, but for now that will be fine there. So let me show you my mess. All right, there's my mess. Okay, I need to go grab a pot and soil. I'm gonna pot it up, and I hope I didn't break anything plant wise. I know the pot is broken. Oh my goodness, the joys of keeping these in the house at home. This I have one of those. Okay. Oh, anyway, you can see this was in a tiny little terracotta pot. That's where I had planted it. This is one of my cuttings, obviously my propagation, and it outgrew that tiny little pot, so it was beginning to grow in this size pot, which is nice. So it is well, no issues. It's good to see that also. So just gonna add soil and let it continue to do its thing, right? We're not gonna disturb the roots or anything. That was not the plan. The plan was not to drop my plants. Or should I say Jonathan's plants? I mean, these are Jonathan's plants. I mean, my son's room. Okay. Okay, let's put it in here. I like putting my plants. So, I don't know. I think it's a bit too high. That's better. That's better. Like I said, all of them are dry. They need a drink. But this one was not completely there yet. And now that it fell, I won't give it today. It was still a bit moist. Yeah, there we go. Let's lift it up to see if nothing broke. So yay, nothing broke. Nothing broke. Just the pot. Okay. Now I have to clean up all this mess. So yeah, in case you're wondering if You know, things like this ever happens with me, trust me, they do. They do. You know. Um, and it's part of it. It's part of it. When it happens, when you drop a plant, you forgive yourself and you put it all back together again. You know, that's what's beautiful about this. It's, you know, you haven't lost anything, well, except a pot. But hey, you can replace a pot, you can replace a plant, you can propagate cuttings like this one that is broken. You know, it's not much of a loss. So I'm still gonna use these macrames later on. Just gonna collect this. There are times, oh, we lost a leaf, we lost one leaf. There are times where I break, like a pot falls, but it breaks in such a way that you can still put it together again, not shatter like this one shattered. But I'm sure if you are patient enough, you can sit with your glue and put all the pieces together. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna, this soil is still good to use. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna sneeze. This is a big mess. Oh my goodness, no. That was not my intention. But hey, things happen. What can we say? But here we go. All planted. Only one leaf broke. I don't even know where. Oh, here. Right here. Can you see that? But hey, it's still good to go. It's still good to do what I needed to do. So we're gonna find a spot for it. I think it must go there where golden pothos is, and then I'll move my golden pothos somewhere else. So yeah. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work there. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna put it here, but I'm gonna run this long stem across that it hangs this side, and this one can hang this side. And I'm gonna move this one off and this one off, and maybe this one, this peperomia off. And yeah, so this is his which I think is so dry. He's, it is so dry. This is his aloe, and it is so dry. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Where's my duster? What did I do with my duster? I need to find my duster. I'm gonna find my duster. I'm gonna dust as I go. Alrighty, I hope you can see. Just gonna tilt the camera a bit and show you what I want to do. I've got this long stem. I want to run it over. Okay, let's just take off this. Let's not risk it after breaking the pot, right? Let's not risk it. So I'm just going to let it lie across like that. You know which direction it wants to go. Okay, I can even bring it a bit here. Can you see what I did? So then it's dingling this side. It's hanging this side and it's hanging that side, and I've got this one that is still coming along. I can leave it to do what it's doing. Then we can put our brother here, whom I've just broken a leaf off. I'm on a roll. I'm just broken. I hope it's just one. Yeah. Anyway, I need to water it. I rotate it every time I remember that it doesn't lean over one side. Okay, I'll have that there. Then now I've got space, right? And I can have my golden pothos hanging from here. Though, because it was hanging the one side, the leaves are facing that way. Now if you turn it, they're facing that way, but they will turn. That's what's beautiful. They will turn. Okay, so I'll have this one there. So yeah, and this can come back here, or here actually, and the other one there. Brazil, yeah. And there we go. I did it. I did. Alrighty, I did it. I'm gonna flip my camera around, show you. There we go. There's my Hoya. There's the plant section. I put my Hoya there. That's about the only plant I actually moved there. And the ivy is exactly where I want it, and it's gonna do its thing there. And obviously I moved this Brazil here and moved the spider plant in the corner, and behind it is my elephant's ears, and I left this one on the window. I think it's loving it there. I'm not gonna bother it. And up here there's my dolphins. It's running all the way down just by my son's table. And yeah, and there's the one in water, the spider plants in water, and my peperomia amigo Marcelo. So yeah, it's been fun. I hope you've enjoyed this video. So yeah, I've brought in more light into this room, and I'm going to be doing this with all the rooms, well, mainly the bedrooms. Yeah, so my battery died there. So if you're looking at bringing in more light, if you want to bring in more light into your rooms, it's good to check you know, how many plants you have by your window. You might be surprised if you move them in a bit, you'll get more light in, and all your plants will flourish, and nothing will be blocked away from the light. Because while it is said, while we tend to say some plants do well in low light or medium light, the truth is all plants will do absolutely great in bright light. They will appreciate bright light. And I'm not talking about direct sun. I'm really talking about bright light. I don't know of any plant that wouldn't appreciate that and flourish. So, excuse me. So that's all I was trying to do, and that's all I'm busy doing. I am actually just reducing plants on my windows, because over time I packed up my windows. Well, not really packed up, but I've put a lot of plants on my windows. And these plants, when I initially put them, they were little bambinos. Honestly speaking, even this is big. They were really tiny, they were small. So they've grown, literally they've gone from, I'm gonna grab a plant just to show you. They've gone from this size, and this is even bigger, but they've gone from this size to what you've seen me move around, and they've flourished. They've gotten so big. So and I rather use my window for that if I want this plant to grow. And it's sitting by the windowsill and it's doing very well. I mean, I'm gonna keep it there until it reaches the floor, until this touches the floor, then I'll move it up. But they have grown so much, all the plants that have been by the window. Now they were bambinos. They were, I mean, those were cuttings from, they were propagations of mine. They were cuttings, except the ivy. I bought it this small, this tiny. It was not a propagation. I bought it this tiny, and I grew it to this big plant, matured plant, that it, but just by the window, and I never moved them. But I think it's time to move them back in, to move them in and allow some sun and some light to come into this room. And I see how much it has made a difference just by moving 3 of them. I had 4 on the window, I moved 3 out, and I've seen the difference. Actually, I had, even the spider plant used to live by the window, and I moved it a while ago because it was big and it was swallowing up all the sunlight that should come in, you know. So yeah, if you're looking to bring in light, ask yourself, what do you have by the window? What is blocking the light to come in? Especially for those rooms, you know, you get morning sun in. I mean, these rooms, we get morning sun in, and a good morning sun from when the sun rises up until about 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock or so, 12:30 or so. And from there, it's bright light throughout the day. So when you know that this room is supposed to get sunlight in and I'm not getting much in, ask yourself what's sitting by your window. Is it something you can shift, or you know, move a bit in, you know, for you to get that good lighting into that room. But nonetheless, I hope this has helped someone. I hope, I know it has helped it's gonna help me. It's gonna help me. It's been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, look forward to this journey of mine where I am moving. It's really a process. This is the first room. I've got my room to do. I've got the guest room to do. I've got the music room to do, but there's not much in the music room. I think there's just a few plants that are sitting there in the music room. I need to decide what I'm doing there. But my main concern was really these rooms, which I really want more light in, and I've achieved it with this one. And yeah, and I like the fact that I've found places for these plants, because now they're huge. They're no longer small, they're massive. And I'm glad, well, not massive, but they're big, they're trailing, they're long. I've left this one, I've left this one on the window. I mean, look how long this plant is. I had to actually wrap it. It's hanging on this bar, and you know, yeah, it's very long. It's very long. So it has gone past touching the floor. You know, we're no longer saying it's touching the floor. We're saying it's just on the floor. So that's why I had to actually do that to it. The plan with this plant is to have it you know, go around the room, like I've done with Offense's heart-shaped leaf. But anyway, it's been fun. I hope this video meant a lot to someone, or I don't know, resonate with someone out there. I've got nothing against putting plants on the windows. If you know me, I love it. but these plants have grown, and they literally have just become a closed curtain to some of my plants in my rooms. So I just want to bring them in and let the sun in. But anyway, it's been fun. Have yourself a beautiful day. Bye.